The fossil fuel industry has long argued that proper climate action will cost too much, decrease power access, and pose a threat to hundreds of thousands of jobs. But is that really the case? Let's take a look. First, let's look at jobs. The traditional view is that the fossil fuel industry represents stable, good-paying jobs. But this is a myth. Even if it wasn't for the advent of renewables, we know that the fossil fuel industry is growing increasingly unstable. Job-wise, it's notorious for laying people off and rehiring those positions. And during COVID, this only became more apparent. This is not an industry that cares about people or values their work and livelihoods at the same level that it does its executives. In fact, the last year has seen the pay gap widen between fossil fuel executives and the workers they employ. It's not just that there are a few bad apples. A Bailout Watch analysis found that in 2020, the CEOs of 12 major oil companies earned salaries 100 times that of their median workers' pay. Government bailouts went straight to the top, doing almost nothing to alleviate the strain of the pandemic for working people in this sector. The industry is on its last legs, and fossil fuel infrastructure built now will most likely become stranded assets, meaning that they'll be abandoned when they are no longer economically viable, or when the resources run dry. The technology now exists for scaled-up investment in renewable energy, where jobs pay as much or more and are more stable. As the cost of renewable energy like solar, wind, and others continue to fall, the market will continue to skew away from fossil fuels. The renewable energy market will bring increased job stability and increased access to electricity for Asia. This is because unlike fossil fuel infrastructure like pipelines and coal plants, which are big and centralized, renewable energy is decentralized and much better suited to the archipelagic nature of Asia. Communities will have better, more reliable access to electricity grids that they have more control over, with lower costs. So the next time these companies try to justify the literal meltdown of the earth with talk about jobs or access, just remember, when they say we can't afford to transition completely, that's not true. We can't afford not to. Renewable energy is the only logical solution, not just for jobs and the economy, but to bring power to everyone who needs it and lower costs for consumers. And fossil fuel companies now know, just like they knew then, that for the industry itself, time is running out.